Want to buy a perfect pair of shoes for the gym? Go to your online store and browse, and you get things like this. Nike has a bunch of gym shoes, and so does Puma, along with a host of local brands pushing their offerings. But check out their prices. Well, you have come to the right place because we are going to help you pick your gym shoes on the cheap. I have laid out all the various pairs of shoes one might wear to the gym, coming in at various price points. And looking at these might get daunting for you. But the first question you have to ask yourself is, why are you going to the gym? For 99% of us, we go to the gym to train basic strength movements.
Why are all these shoes kept here? Is this the place to keep it all? This is supposed to be the sitting room. Guests keep coming here. Get all this off my counter now.
Have a good look at this picture. The first pic highlights your foot placement in a running shoe. The foot is slightly raised on the heel with a cushion to give you a soft ride if you do land on your heel. And the toes are raised to enable a good toe off and quick transition in your run. The midsole is also made of high-tech and light foam compounds. Though perfect for your running, it is suboptimal to perform any of the movements like a squat or deadlift, where you have to balance yourself on your feet. There are two main reasons for this. You might not realize it, but when you lift throughout the movement, the small muscles of the feet are constantly micro-adjusting to help you balance and power off your feet. I have demonstrated this while performing a deadlift. Look closely how the foot moves minutely as I lift and lower the weight. Therefore, you would like as much of the foot in contact with the ground as possible at all times, while at the same time giving it maximum space for mobility. The other reason is that you produce force to lift by pushing down through your hips, legs, and finally feet. If you place a cushion under your feet, not only are you going to have to compromise on balance, but also producing maximal force. Think of squatting in cushioned shoes akin to squatting on a Bosu ball. You are not only risking injury, but also doing a disservice to the midsole of the running shoe by over-compressing it besides your wallet. So this immediately runs out these pairs of running shoes. You want your feet to be as flat and firm as possible with a good grip underfoot. You may though decide willingly to raise your heels on a firm surface, as in a squat, to improve the knee flexion. So what's a good pair of gym shoes then? Yes, they are cheap. Remember your pair of canvas shoes you wore at school? Yes, they would make an ideal pair of gym shoes. You can always go up from there, depending on budget and looks. You could pick up a pair of barefoot shoes, like these, which would make an ideal gym shoe. They're flat, allow foot flexibility, and good grip at the bottom. I personally am using these. 17 years old, I bought them 17 years ago for just 400 rupees at the time. They are on their last legs, but they have served me well. So in conclusion, the cheaper and less fancy you go, the more likely you are to go right with your gym shoes. Just ensure that they are as flat and flexible as possible while having enough wiggle room in the forefoot. They would make an ideal pair of gym shoes and good grip at the bottom.